Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Another ready to wear DIY idea is here. We all know Bubu is a must-have, so today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful butterfly Bubu. Keep watching and let's get started. So first thing we have to do is get the length of our Bubu. Then also you get the length of your sleeve. That's from the nape of your neck to where you want your sleeve to stop. Remember, we're cutting for both the front and the back, so you need to pin your fabric as you go. The next step is for us to come down by 1.5 inches, then we'll connect it back to our start point. So we have two pieces of fabric unfold, one unfold, another unfold, one for the front and the other for the back. If you're confused, please visit or rewatch my first YouTube video on this Bubu and then you'll get to understand. So the next step is for us to create our neckline. For the back, I'm using 3.5 inches by 1 inch. For the front, we'll be going down by 8 inches. Then we'll connect it back to like 3.5 inches width neckline, and then we'll create a 2.5 inches piece or line will be taken out later because there'll be a new piece we'll be attaching back to the front. So please just watch carefully and follow what I'm doing. So I am taking off the pin for the front, then I'll cut off the back neckline so I can then separate the front. So next I'm doing is taking off that 2.5 inches I came in by, so I'm cutting it away all the way down. This is almost similar to the first Bubu I made, but this particular one is a bit different, just slightly different. The other one had like a rollover collar, but this one is just going to be sitting in front, it will be going to the back. So the next step is I'm just going to trim out my neckline neatly so I don't have like any curvy or pointy effect around that point. Then I'll notch the 8 inches I came down by. You can go above, beyond the 8 inches I did. The next step is for us to get our back facing. So you just get like a piece of fabric and then align the folded parts properly, pin them so that they don't move, and then you get your scissors to create or cut the seam neckline effect. Cut it up to the shoulder point area, and then you choose whatever figure or measurement you want to come down by. I use 6 inches for mine. You could go beyond 6 inches, you can do 7, you can do 8, but I was trying to manage the fabric because I don't have much fabric anymore. So I'll cut out my facing, and the next step afterwards is for us to join our facing to the neckline. So we join our facing to the back piece. Now, after you're done joining our facing, we need to notch that point so that it can be well relaxed. And the next step is for us to push the old seam allowances to face the facing side, and then we will top stitch. This will help our facing or stop it from popping out from the back. So the next step now is for us to measure our front piece. Remember the 2.5 inches we took out from the front? We'll measure what we have from the starting point to the end point. Whatever it is you have, you get another strip of fabric, and you cut the length of that fabric. So you're cutting two of it, not on fold, you're cutting two of it separate. So that's one piece, and this is the second piece I'm placing on top of it. And then you would remember we took out 2.5 inches for the front, so we need seam allowances to join them back. So instead of me doing 5 inches as the width of the fabric, I ended up doing 7 inches. So you need to make up for the sewing allowances and all. So the first thing I did was I came down by 10.5 inches. So from the starting point, I just marked 10.5 inches, and now I'm just getting the midpoint. So I'm just getting the midpoint of my fabric. So you keep marking. So the middle of 7.7 inches is 3.5. So I'm going to mark it all the way down. So the next step now is for us to start sewing from that 10.5 inches I earlier came down by. So you would omit the 10.5 inches, then you start sewing. Remember to backstitch. I forgot to backstitch here to seal it up, but I ended up doing it later. Just stay with me and you see when I came back to backstitch. So I'm trying to make sure I have like my lines in place and also in the middle. So we're going to sew this all the way down. All the way down. There will be no slit for this one, so we need to sew it all the way down. The first Bubu had a slit, so we didn't sew a piece all the way down, but this particular one does not have any slits, so we'll be sewing all the way down. So this was the point I came back to backstitch because I earlier forgot to. And after we trim out, do your proper trimmings, and you'll see what we have at the end of this. So you have separate pieces. Please ensure to sew down the sides differently so that you can easily work with it. If not, to move as you're working with it. So now I've sewn down one part of the, or I've attached one part of the piece to the main bodice. Now I'm trying to attach the second part. So stay with me so as I show you how to do it. Just pick one end of the piece and then you sew down. Sew it all the way down. So I'm trying not to make this video long. So after you're done doing that and connecting, after you're done connecting your shoulders together, it's time for us to take our side measurements. So the first thing I did is I came down by 15 inches from the shoulder point. This Bubu is for a plus size. It's actually not for me, it's for a client. So I came down by 15 inches. So let's say your bust is 40, you divide your bust by 4, then you would add +1 inches. Bubus are not supposed to be free, so you take your waistline measurements, your hip line measurements, and on that point you do your waist or your bust divided by 4 +1 inches, then you mark it all the way down. You could go as far as 2 inches plus 2 inches for ease, or I prefer doing 1 inches or 1 inch so that you can give it a bit of fit, not too tight, not too free. So you connect your lines together. So you'll be sewing in front of this particular kind of Bubu, not at the back. So from the hem of your dress or your Bubu, you come up by 15 or 16 inches. So that is where you'll be stopping your stitch. So once you get to the 15 inches, you'll stop sewing. So we are sewing on the right side of this fabric. Just follow the lines you've created, and that will be all. So this brings us to the end of this beautiful ready to wear DIY idea. So if you like what you've seen or watched so far, please kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, drop a comment, share. As we grow together, I'll keep bringing forth or bringing more DIY ready to wear idea. See you in my next one. Bye guys.